All right. Hello, everybody. Again, thank you so much for joining me on my interviews. Like I was saying earlier, I think the video got deleted. I have been doing these interviews, or I really call them lives. They're not interviews, but in the fact that we're conversating with each other, just pulling out different tips that people use. If you're stuck in a certain way of thinking or living and you want to change that, here are some people with different perspective of their journeys of what worked for them, bringing it to us to help us find our own tool or tip, whatever works for us to change our lives. So today, this evening, I have Cara Kelly coming on, and one of Cara's biggest thing that I've seen her talk about and help people find is to tap into your intuition and really listen to your own intuition. There she is. So we're gonna try again. All right, I'm gonna send out the invites. Let's try again. Hold on. Oh man, today has been such a crazy day. Today is my oldest daughter' birthday. She turned 18 years old. Yay! And then I have all these beautiful people. All right, Cara. Oh, yeah. I think I sent it to you now, Cara. Do you see it? I see my brother on. My mom was on. I know Selena is on. Thank you guys for joining me. Car, if you see the request. There. Here she goes. Here goes Cara Kelly.
Yes, we did it.
Oh man, that was so funny. I know the first time we did the card reading, that kind of happened too, right? Remember, we have to do like two times, but it happens. It happens. So
It's
yeah.
fine. I know it's weird because it comes up for me, and each time I've requested it, it doesn't do anything to you. So I was like, I'll just wait this time and just let you
Yeah.
do it. So I just
Okay,
waited and it
perfect.
worked. So maybe that's the
Yay!
key.
I was just telling everybody before you came on, like for me, one of the reasons I wanted to have you, there's a couple of reasons. And before you introduce yourself, I just want to say this really quick, okay? One of the things I noticed that you do in the years of knowing you is help people not only just like tap into that intuition, but to remind people to really trust your intuition. So it's one of the
Mm.
reasons I wanted to have you on here. I know you have a lot of workshops and so many awesome tips and workshops to help people also elevate to the next step in their life. And just before we get started, I want to tell you this all really started. I want to tell everybody this because of that card reading live we did. So I have been doing the jewelry and I loved it and it was helping me get on camera, but I was really scared the first couple of times getting on camera. And I know you're always there pushing, between me, Brandon, and everybody else around me, pushing to do our thing. And when we got on the live, it wasn't about jewelry and it was about fun. It was about doing something that I love. I love reading cards for other people and for myself and stuff. And when we hung up, everything just went bing, bing, bing. It was like, oh shit, this is it. This is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna do it. And it just lined up. And I have had amazing friends that I've had for years on here now. And so it is an honor and a blessing for me to have you here with me. I want you to go ahead, introduce yourself, and tell me what you're doing.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy that happened. When Brandon got off the phone, he was like, Prudence was just saying it was because of you that she's doing all these interviews now because of
It,
the call you guys
it
had.
was, it was.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I totally relate because like when I jump on and interview people, I know for me it lights me up and gets me really
Oh, it
excited.
felt
So
so good.
yeah, it's like and talking about things that you really love and that you're passionate
Yes,
about. Like I even when I do lives myself of things that just like today I did one about receiving and I got off and I was like, woo, I'm
yes,
buzzing.
yes.
Like
And when I'm done my vibration, I told, I think it was last Wednesday when I was off and I do like two back, throughout the day or whatever. And I was getting prepared and just kind of looking at everybody's thing and just putting my intention out there. And I was like, this is what I want my life to be like. I love feeling like this. And I was
yeah.
like, oh no, tomorrow I have to go answering the phones. And I was like, that's okay. I'm going to work as much as I can into there until I can get this, to be out there. But
And
I,
look,
I love
that
it.
is
I love
look,
it.
you're doing it. Like your life is
Yeah.
like that because you're doing it right now. So that's the coolest thing is you already have that. Like that's the best way to manifest more of what you want is to be in that feeling, right?
Yes.
And so by doing this, you're showing the universe, all right, see this right here? This is what I
Yes.
want. This
Give
feeling.
me more. Give me more.
Give me more of that. I love it. All right. So
Yeah.
I guess to introduce myself. So like you said,
Yeah.
my name is Cara Kelly. I'm an intuition and manifestation coach. I used to be a middle school teacher and I dibbled and dabbled into like network marketing and things like that. But I just knew like I was very passionate about helping people, very passionate about teaching and facilitating. And I love those things, but I wasn't feeling passionate about the education system and teaching where I was teaching previously. So my message to the world is like the magic is in your truth. You know, when you really follow your truth,
Yeah.
freaking your world changes. Like life
Seriously.
is so magical. And I have one tattoo and it's on my foot and it says follow your truth. And I got that
Yeah.
many years ago when I very like for the first time ever really followed my truth and I saw the magic that it brought into my world. And then it was when I moved to the US, and then right before I moved home, I remember going on a hike and I did a meditation in the forest. And I at the time was like, for some reason, want to get a tattoo. Don't know what tattoo is going to be, and I sat there and it came to me through a meditation, follow your truth. And at the time, no one, I had never heard anyone use the term truth at all in that sense.
Yeah.
Like I'd never, to me, your truth is like your intuition, your inner guidance system, that
Yeah.
just knowing, right?
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because I feel like now it's become more of a common term, like of speaking your truth and following your
Yeah.
truth. And it makes me so happy because like that's my passion. And so
Yeah.
it wasn't until years later.
Well, and just seeing the synchronization that you know you're connected, because if you're like, it feels so good when you see that because you feel that connection with source. Like, oh, I'm on
Mm-hmm.
the right path. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So that's
Yes,
pretty cool.
it's
Yeah.
so true. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and yes, it can be challenging, of course, but it's
Yeah.
still like there's something different about when you really tap into that inner guidance system. And
Yeah.
I'm a big, big believer that as children, we innately, like, everyone is born very, very intuitive, right? Everyone
Mm-hmm.
is born intuitive.
I believe
Everyone
that
has
too.
that little inner guidance system,
Mm-hmm.
but we are conditioned out of it,
To
you
dim
know?
it. You dim it until sometimes it's completely shut off or something's very light, and then you start
Mhm.
questioning it. Yeah.
Yes. Well, some people can't. Sometimes it's so conditioned out of you,
Yeah.
and it's never gone, right? But you're
Yes.
conditioned. You're out of listening to it and
Yeah.
hearing it.
It
That it's a
feels
real
wrong.
struggle. It's like I think of it like a radio. It's kind of
Yeah.
like if you were to, the frequency has just been
Tuning.
tuned out of it, right? You're
Yeah.
tuned onto
Yeah.
someone else's radio station, and
Yes.
that's how I see like we end up, the conditioning can be from school, it can be from parents, it can be, and
Community,
unintentional,
your environment, even the country you live in, all of these different things plays a part in our conditioning. I learned that
Mm-hmm.
huge. I think I was telling you when we were talking too about me being able to release the weight from me and continue still on it. That it wasn't just that what I'm doing, but my environment helped my mindset. And once environment where I was at peace and I was more in control, I was able to actually see the shift of what I was doing.
Yes,
So it's like it all played a part together too. So yeah, I believe that for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah. I wanted to talk like some of the things that you have going on right now. I know one of my biggest thing, and I'm in there, is the rebirth that's coming up. If you can talk, what is your intentions of doing that workshop? Why would somebody want to join that workshop if they were watching this video?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. So,
Me too.
it's a 5-week program. It's a group coaching program,
Yeah.
and it's called Rebirth, as you said. And so the whole idea of it is, like I just said, like I really believe that as a child, you have this inner guidance system, and all of these layers of conditioning have just come on top of it. And perhaps like your dream is to meet your soulmate, or perhaps your dream, like there's something inside you just know that there's something bigger out there for you. Yeah, there's something more. Like maybe you want to start a business of some kind, but you don't know what. Or maybe, you haven't found your purpose. You haven't found your dream career, job,
Yeah.
whatever. You know, when you really tune into your intuition, that's what rebirth is all about. It's like getting into your intuition, getting in tune with your manifestation powers and your purpose. So then you can go out there and attract your dream life, attract the success that you want, your soulmate, the relationships, whatever you want to call in. It's going to clear out all of that junk so you can follow your truth wholeheartedly. And I'm really
A
excited because
couple of things. Go
there's
ahead.
five
Sorry. Go ahead.
speakers too that are going to be joining me. So it'll be me. It's a 2-hour workshop every Saturday. Very, very interactive, hands-on. Like that's the other thing, the community that everyone's going to get and the people you're going to be able to connect with, and like share. It's not going to be me sitting there like this talking at you
Yeah.
for 2 hours, because I used to be a teacher. I used to train teachers on how to teach effectively. Like that, you'll retain 5% of the information, right? Whereas, you know, what we'll do is you're going to engage, you're going to be journaling, you're going to be talking, discussing, sharing, like digging deep into like the crap that you heard as a kid, the crap that, you know, you experienced, and releasing that baggage, right?
Yeah.
And there's going to be different tools. So there'll be the 5 speakers are going to be covering, there's going to be breath work, there's going to be hypnotherapy, there's going to be sex magic manifestation, right? Manifesting with water, and energetic decluttering.
Oh,
So
I love it. I'm
yeah,
so
there's gonna, and
excited.
there,
I'm so happy I'm a part of it too. I'm so excited.
I am so happy you're going to be in
I
there.
want to jump in because and say a couple of things that you said that's like, ooh, so gold. I had Odile on here speaking, and that's one of her things too, is helping other people find that, and that's where we're all heading, right? No matter what we're doing, how we're doing it, we want people to know, because as we realize, as we tap into our intuition, how powerful that is. So we're trying to spread the word, guys. You are the answer you're looking for. We're gonna
Yes.
remind you how to look within yourself to find your own answers. Um, One of the things this week that just went by here, Odile talked about was that, and that has come up a lot in the themes of all my talks. That a lot of we were born into a certain conditioned by the environment, the people, whatever, and then growing up we learn to uncondition. It's like the journey of it. And some people realize there's different stages. I'm not going to say late or early because that implies wrong to me,
Right or
but
wrong.
at different stages you realize, holy shit, that was wrong. There's more than we've been told. I am in a lot more control than I've been told, been waiting for some spirit or something to take control for me, when God gave, and source and spirit gave me that control. So how can I, you know what I mean? And so that's one of the things that I love that I'm doing, that everybody's reminding each other, listen, it's from this problem, whatever you have going on, like you said, whether relationship, health, money, friends, whatever it stems a lot of the times from when we were younger, things that happened to us in our childhood, and us going to the root of it. I'm so happy that no matter what the message has been to remind us to go back to the root of it and recreate it, change it, forgive, release, let go, and start over again. So I
Yeah,
love that.
exactly. It's like rewiring, you know. It's
So to
like
me,
if
that's
we were
what rebirth sounds like it's pointing you back to yourself to say, hey, it's not that I have all the answers. I'm going to remind you how to find your answers so you can change your life. But I'm here to back you up and help push you as you need it. And
Absolutely.
give you some tools on top of it. And we're going to have fun doing it too.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. Like, because everything, you are the magic, you know, you have everything you desire within you. But a lot of the times, you know, we are our own worst enemy, right? Because our mind is so powerful.
90%, I believe, of the times it's us who's our worst enemy, for sure.
Self-sabotage is huge, right? Like it's so easy to do. You don't even realize you're doing it.
That you don't realize some of it's so subtle because of the programming, that we don't realize how we are addicted to self-sabotaging sometimes. It's so it's in a comfort zone that people would rather stick there than push through it. And that's what I want to say, rebirth and all these other programs, honestly, that are doing, is maybe helping get past that uncomfortable stage. Because again, I've talked about them in every video, but I truly love a lot of the people that I've learned from and helped me understand a lot of the knowledge that I have. Is that as we make a change from what we are not used to, our bodies go through our uncomfortable, our bodies will literally fight you. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do this. I don't want to, whatever. Your
Mhm.
mind will tell you whatever. Your DNA cells will react until it becomes habitual and it becomes natural to us.
Yep.
So having all these tools are different ways to help make that uncomfortableness not necessarily more comfortable, but to push through it so that it becomes easier. And at some point, it
Yes.
will become more comfortable. So,
It is. That's it. I
yeah,
mean, breaking habits, like you said, these habits and these like beliefs, no, depending how old you are and how long you've been doing this work, like if you're
yeah,
30 years old and you are just starting this work now, you have 30 years of conditioning and
yeah,
habits to work through. And
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. Now is the perfect time. No matter how long you've been doing it, no matter how old you
I
are or
agree.
anything, that you can always change it. And it doesn't have to take a long time. You
Yeah.
know, some things will take a little more like digging and a little more
Depends how deep, yeah,
rewiring
the
and
root is. Yeah,
again, like you said, your environment is key. Like, who are you talking to? Who are you surrounded by? Like, a
yeah,
perfect example of this is, I mean, you can look at it in any area of your life, but finances, like money, if you're wanting to manifest money and you're on the phone to people all the time, the people you're surrounded by, and they're constantly complaining about being broke, or, you know, constantly complaining about how, oh my gosh, all these rich people, they're so evil, and they're, you know, gosh, if only they would share their money with the world and all
yeah,
of that kind of stuff. If you're hearing that constantly, you're
yeah.
never going to manifest the money that you want,
In the
right?
islands, I noticed one thing really quick to tap on it. On the islands, we have this one thing. It's in all of our songs and everything. It says the rich is getting rich and the poor is getting poor. And I remember thinking, and once I realized why that was happening, see, what was implied by my culture and by my environment as a little girl was that rich people are evil, right? Most of them are selfish and evil. And I'm not saying that there isn't, but it's not rich people, it's that person who's like that. It's not the money. The money maybe brought that more out to them, but it's not because they're rich. And so our minds, not on subconsciously knowing, have thought money is for evil people. And of course, we're all trying to be good. We're all trying to be in church. We're all trying to do whatever. So then you distance yourself away from a
Yep.
lot of one. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And
Money
the
just makes you,
reason,
yep, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, just really quick, real before I forget, the reason why money keeps going to the richer keeps getting richer and the poor keeps getting poor is because their vibration and the frequency of their thoughts of they are worthy of abundance will continue. And we were thinking we're not worthy, we can't live
Yep.
people, and so we got poor and poor and poor. You know, the rich is getting rich and the poor is getting poor. So
Right.
that's very huge to get to the root of that and
Yes.
change that belief because it is not true.
That's right. And that's the thing. Like, money just makes you more of whatever you already are. If
Whatever you
you're
already
already
are.
an incredible person, you're a giving person, you're loving, you just have more money to do that, more money to
Yeah,
spread in the world, you know.
I've
Whereas if
seen
you are
that.
greedy, I've seen greedy, horrible, nasty people that are broke.
Yes.
Right? So, like, again, that rewiring, and I have an activity that I do with my people, actually, with my clients and with people in my workshops, that's really helpful. And I'll quickly share that if you like, just as a
Yes.
tool for someone maybe that's
Yes.
watching,
Please. I was
is
gonna
if
ask.
you,
Perfect.
yeah, if you have, and money's a great one to do it, but you can do it with any area of your life, right? Because
Okay.
usually if you're trying to manifest something and you're not getting it, there's usually a limiting belief. There's a thought that is
Mm-hmm.
blocking you, a belief system that's blocking you from achieving that. So you need to realize, what is the thought? What do I have in my mind? What's going on in my mind about
Mm-hmm.
what I'm trying to manifest? So if it's money and you say, all rich people are evil. Like, let's say that's, and you, a good way of doing it, like you said, is going back
Mm-hmm.
and looking at a blueprint. Like, look at when you were younger, what did you hear? You know, same thing with relationships. If your parents were always, if your mom was like, men are all bad, like men are nasty, men are abusive, again, all of that is in here. So you
Yeah.
figure out what is the statement, and then what you're going to do is you're going to look at that statement and you're going to find evidence. So if it's all rich people are evil, you're going to find evidence in the world to prove that wrong. Right? So look at the world and be like, okay, and it might not be someone you personally know, but you can look online, you can
Yeah.
find people, like you could find people, whatever, anyway, that in your world, it might be a friend's mom that you were like,
Yeah.
actually, she was really wealthy, but she was a really nice person. Or, like I said, identify someone that was broke, that's an evil person, right?
Yeah.
So you find evidence to prove it wrong, and then you're going to find a new statement to replace it with. So find a new statement that resonates with you. So maybe it's like, you know, wealthy people are people that are pursuing their passions, right? And one that's going to serve you. So whatever it is you want to achieve, you're going to find and create a new statement, and then you're going to find evidence in the world to prove that right.
Can you give me an example?
So
Again,
it could be
like the thought that was rooted from when you were younger, and now that you're trying to switch it into the thought that you do want. What would be an example of the thought, and then how can you switch it that way? Because we could give
absolutely. So, like, for example, let's say it's men. Like, let's say all men are abusive and narcissists. Right. That's what you grew up seeing and hearing. Then you could rephrase that to something like, there are incredible men in this world, and I'm excited to attract one of them into my realm. Nice. There are incredible men in this world.
One of the things that I'm learning too now, as we are learning how to change that at the root, is sometimes, so you know that you want to switch it over. I just want to add this into here too, and I know that now you're going to make it a new thought, and the thought is kind of like you want it to be, so that it's more healthier for you to look at whatever the object or subject is. Some of the things that I've noticed that people talk about, and it turned out to be very true for me in certain situations, was not to just mask it with a nice affirmation, but sometimes to look at that thought and what it has caused you to live so far. Get to the root, maybe why you heard that, you've seen that, what you felt when you first heard it. And I'm going to give a quick example, okay, for me, if it's okay.
Yeah.
For a long time, and it's with men, okay? I used to sit and wait. You know, they said they're coming to pick me up, or we're going on a date or whatever, and I would be waiting and waiting. A lot of times they never showed up growing up as a teenager, right? It was just a few months ago, I was doing a meditation, and I was like, why do I keep attracting these type of relationships? And as I was doing a meditation, a vision came up to me of when I lived in this apartment building in Trinidad as a little girl, waiting for my dad to come and pick up me and my brother. And we were playing in the apartment, and I was sitting on the stairs waiting for my dad, and waiting, and he never showed up. And as a little girl, I got up crying, thinking like, dang, he didn't love me enough that he came and picked us up. And I went and cried. My brother was putting me in the room, not even paying any attention to what was going on, and whatever. And then, you know, like 2 or 3 days later, maybe my dad came and pick me up. As an adult, I looked at that and I cried. I remember feeling that little girl, looking at her crying, and went to her and told her maybe something happened, and maybe that he didn't even purposely did this to hurt you. As an adult, you see how things happen. Just saying your dad loves you. And I visualized me going back in there, being happy, playing with my brother, instead of crying that my dad didn't come. Holy shit, that changed a lot for me.
It's so true.
At a root for me. It made me realize not only that I am worthy, and that shit happens, and it's not all men are like that, and it changed a whole lot for me, you know? So like,
it's so true. Like, you're healing your inner child, you know? And there's this, it's funny because people say there's like, we're all walking around as traumatized 7-year-olds in adult bodies. And it's true, because most people are. They haven't gone back and healed that inner child. So that's such important work. It really is.
And that's really cool, the rebirth from younger, from whatever was rooted there. We're helping people find out. Let's find out what it is, and let's dig it out, rechange it. And so tell me, okay, so we know that's one of the reasons people can reach out to you. I know for me, one of the things I enjoy that being under your umbrella is the Kangen water. There's so many things we're involved with together, and so many things we're involved with as a group. What are some reasons some people would reach out to you? How can they reach out to you, and how can they sign up for the rebirth if they're interested, or find out more information to see if they're interested?
I love it. So yes, absolutely. I mean, I love Kangen water. If you're not familiar with that, it's the most incredible water.
I see you have a contest going on. I'm trying to see if I can enter to win one.
Oh yes, do it. Yes, there is a contest. Actually, it's open until the 8th, which is Monday, I think it is. So if you want to go in the running to win a Kangen machine, maybe right below, yes, I'd love to win. And so to Kangen water, I do one-on-one sessions. So I do one-on-one coaching And I'm actually open for, I have 2 spaces left for one-on-one coaching. So if you're interested in that, send me a PM, send me a private message, and I can give you the information on what that looks like. It's a 3-month container. So you come and work with me one-on-one for 3 months. I have a private Facebook group called Spiritual Soul Sisters, which I'll put in the comments as well. Join there. I do readings with Yi Jing in there, with like I have with Prudence before. So yeah, there's that.
Soon here, yeah.
Yes, and then there's Rebirth. So I do different workshops and things like that, but Rebirth is the one that's coming up. Starts next weekend, so you've got 7 days. I'm actually running a 48-hour, I just announced this morning, 50% discount on the Rebirth. So it's, yes. So today's the day, today or tomorrow. Send me a message again if you want the information on that. I'll probably put the links in the comments. I'm about to jump off for a one-on-one call right now with someone, but please message me. And I'd love to hear in the comments, what is one area of your life that you would love to see rapidly enhanced? Like, what is one area that you would love to like manifest something really amazing in? Do you want to manifest your soulmate, money, success, health, wealth, like whatever? I don't care what it is. Write it in the comments.
Anything. What would you like to? I love that. I love it. Love it. So will you? I know you say you're getting ready to jump off to do your as a live or interview.
No, I have a one-on-one client. I have to jump onto.
Okay, so when you're finished with that, make sure please to drop your links in the commentary, so because they can always click on your name, but maybe they want to check out what the Rebirth is or whatever else you're offering. Put it in the bottom of the link so we can find you. Okay.
I will, absolutely. Thank you so much, Prudence. I love you.
Cara, I love you. You know I love you so much. I can't wait till you guys come to Florida.
I know, me too. I love you too. Thank you so much. And thanks everyone that's watching.
You're very welcome. You guys, thank you so much for joining me tomorrow. Enjoy your Sunday, Monday. Actually, all of next week. Wait till you hear who is coming on. I have some amazing people. Thank you for joining me on my lives, you guys. I hope you're getting good content, something to help you improve your life, whether it be mental, spiritual, physically, however. That's my intention for you. I send you love and blessings on this weekend. Be safe, stay safe. I'll talk to you guys soon.